In this video, we will analyze how Ukraine is rapidly turning Crimea into an island. Here, Kerch has become the target of the intense Ukrainian campaign to isolate the Crimean Peninsula, with major fires erupting on both sides of the strait. Due to the non-stop Ukrainian strikes, the Russians are now bracing for the final decapitation strike of the last remaining logistical lifeline. During the night of June 22nd, Ukrainian forces launched a large-scale operation against targets surrounding the Kerch Strait, which unfolded in carefully planned stages. Ukrainian forces first focused on weakening the defensive shield protecting the area, which hosts the Kerch Bridge, one of the most densely protected assets in Russia. The Ukrainian strikes targeted 4 S-400 radar stations, 2 Pantsir air defense systems, and both Kasta and Nebo-U radars near Kerch. These systems form critical elements of Russia's air defense architecture around the bridge and eastern Crimea. By degrading long-range detection and defense capabilities, Ukraine created temporary corridors through which follow-on strike waves could penetrate more effectively. The timing was particularly significant, as Russian authorities had recently announced the arrival of new fuel shipments intended for distribution across Crimea. Ukrainian commanders appear to have waited until large quantities got concentrated in a vulnerable location before striking them with long-range drones, and with parts of the defensive network disrupted, the second wave set the Crimean side of the strait on fire. One of the main targets was the Test Terminal 1 fuel depot in Kerch, located less than a kilometer from the Crimean Bridge. Fires erupted across multiple storage tanks, with footage confirming that 6 of 7 major fuel reservoirs were hit. Traffic on the Crimean Bridge was suspended for more than 7 hours, as explosions and air defense activity spread across the area. The third phase extended the fires across the strait into Russia's Krasnodar region. Ukrainian drones struck infrastructure around Port Kavkaz on the Chushka Spit, targeting fuel storage facilities and maritime transport assets that help sustain Crimea. Flames engulfed an oil terminal, while the ferry Panagia was reportedly damaged during the attack. The significance of these strikes lies in their coordination, because Ukraine not only targeted the fuel arriving in Crimea, but simultaneously also the infrastructure responsible for sending it there. The receiving hub and supply source were hit in the same operation, creating pressure from both directions, setting both shores on fire and disrupting logistics throughout the entire local transport system. The scale of the attack has fueled growing concern among Russian military analysts, as many now openly expect a devastating follow-up strike on the Crimean Bridge after both shores were set ablaze. Their concerns are based on the growing range of tools Ukraine now possesses, with Russian analysts pointing to the upgraded FP2 drones carrying larger warheads, the new long-range behemoth drones with a low-flying trajectory and enough explosives to damage a bridge, and the already battle-proven Neptune and Flamingo missiles that recent strikes have proven are hard for the Russians to intercept. The Russians also pointed out the increasing role of Ukrainian naval drones and recently presented autonomous underwater systems, some of which have reportedly already been detected near the bridge, as they expect a second, much larger combined naval and air strike that can overload even the extensive defense system of the Kerch Bridge. These fears have been reinforced by repeated Ukrainian strikes against the bridge network connecting Crimea to Russian-controlled parts of Kherson and Zaporizhia. Satellite imagery shows growing damage to crossings near Henichesk, the Arabat Spit, and Armyansk. Multiple holes are visible in bridge decks, forcing Russian forces to deploy pontoon crossings and improvised bypass routes. Repeated FP2 and behemoth strikes have demonstrated that Ukraine can reliably return to hit the same targets again after repairs begin, confirming the Russian fear that the same capabilities can be applied against the Kerch Bridge itself. Overall, whether Ukraine chooses to destroy the bridge or use it as bait to concentrate and then destroy incoming Russian supplies remains to be seen. However, what is clear is that Crimea is becoming increasingly isolated, as the northern land roads are under sustained pressure, reducing its effectiveness as a military hub. Now fuel infrastructure is burning on both sides of the strait in the south, and Russian analysts openly acknowledge that Ukrainian strike capabilities and production of long-range drones continue expanding, with further attacks now being perceived as inevitable. To watch uncensored combat footage that we used in this report, check out our interactive news map. Here we are unrestricted by the YouTube policies and can finally show you the full uncut version of what really happened. But what is even more important, this map will give you access to all our analysis of significant events that go far beyond of what we can include in our short daily videos. Finally, we are officially releasing the second generation of our interactive map. What you are seeing on your screen right now is a significantly enhanced and far more powerful version of the map that has even more advanced features and news analytics tools. To celebrate the launch of the new map, we are also launching a 50% sale on all subscription plans. Starting from just $4.99, you will not only gain premium access to the map, but you will also unlock all our exclusive strategic updates, frontline overviews, and strategic geopolitics videos. So check out the link in the description to become an exclusive member of our community. I truly appreciate everyone who stepped up to join us. Your support means the world to us.